Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening. Welcome to SAP S4 Hana TM training sessions. I hope you all are able to hear me loud and clear. Can you quickly confirm over the chat window if you are able to hear me loud and clear? Quickly over the chat window. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much for the confirmation that you are able to hear me loud and clear. So we are into the session number 2 of SAP TM training. So we already had a session number 1, which we have done last Sunday, and this Sunday we are doing a session number 2. I will quickly go through what part we have already gone through. We have gone through that first part, that why the transportation is required. Before we talk about SAP TM, we try to understand that why the transportations are required, why any good ERP tools are required to help with the transportations, what kind of things which is required planning, what kind of things require optimization, what kind of activities need to be planned, that all things we have discussed to understand why there is a need of the transportations, right? Then we also try to understand what are the different terminologies are there into this transportation management. We try to understand different terminologies with the relation, who would be the carrier, who would be the shipper, who will be the consignee, who would be the consigner, who would be the freight forwarder, or who would be the freight providers, who would be logistics service provider, carrier, what kind of different contracts would be there, what do we mean by full truckload, less than truckload, full container load, less than container load, what are the different shipment types we would be having it. That part we had a discussion. Then we also started discussing, after understanding the basic terminology, that what happens in the transport management. We try to understand what are the different TM products we would be having. We also saw that within SAP, they have the different TM products. SAP started their journey with TPVS, transport planning and vehicle scheduling. Then they come up with SAP LE, logistics execution. LE covered the two things, LE and TRA. WM and transport management, two things has been covered in LE. Then they come up with SAP TM, and now they come up with SAP S4 HANA embedded TM. Okay, now they come up with SAP S4 HANA embedded TM. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. So within SAP S4 HANA embedded TM also, they have a multiple things. They have a basic shipping options. They have a professional shipping options. LETR is also there. So that are the things we have tried to understand. We had a very high level. We try to also see that what is the product comparison between LETRA and the basic shipping and the advanced shipping. So what is basic shipping? What is advanced shipping? What is LETRA? What would be the future of LETRA? Those parts we have discussed. The last portion, again, I will highlight it for a few more minutes, and then from there we'll pick it up, and we'll go today to the architecture part, that if you want to deploy the SAP TM, what kind of different deployment options are there. That is what we are going to discuss. We also discussed that what are the competitors apart from SAP TMs, what are the another tools are there, and we had a very healthy discussions on them. People asked that comparative analysis. I also shared my thoughts on OTM, who is the flagship runner. I have done few projects with it. So that part also I have shared. So we also discussed what is the SAP TM and what are the other market competitive products for SAP TM. Okay. We have also covered that who would be the right person to learn SAP TMs, to make sure that we understand whether you would be the right person to learn SAP TM or not. If some people still have a questions related to career, that whether I should pick it up SAP TM or whether I should not pick it up, those generic questions I would be again taking up at the last. Okay, at last I would be taking those questions. This vehicle to success, this is basically we have covered that. I have not covered in the last session, but into the demo session I have covered that what are the different things would be provided by SastraGeek Solutions. So when you join these SAP TM courses, what are the things you would be getting it? You will be getting instructor-led trainings. You would be getting a support through the Telegram group. You would be getting a dynamic content. As soon as you enroll, you get the full dynamic content, video content with you, and additional instructor-led training. 40 hours of instructor-led trainings will be happening. You will be getting a 3 months of server access. We have not initiated the server access now For the people who have already enrolled, there's a reason for it, because server access is complimentary 3-month server access. Sometime our trainings would be extended, right? So that's why we try that when we give you the server access, you have an optimal period up to 3 months. When the training is going, you should be having a access. If you enroll last month and I have given you the access to last month, in between of the training, your access will finish, right? So we give 3 months of complimentary access. After this 3 months, we have n number of students who keep on taking the server access because they understand that what is the value of practicing on the system. So once the 3-month complimentary server access get finished, then you need to buy the another 3-month server access. That is somewhere around $110 or $120, okay, for 3 months. So that's why we are holding it, so that you have an optimal period when the training is going. Most of the training period you would be having access, but this is a 3-month complimentary access. We'll give it SAP S/4HANA 2022 access. This weekend I was preparing a system for it. It's almost done. The few things are pending, but it's almost, system is prepared. We will be starting. We have already started sharing the access with SDMM PP student. With TM student also, the coming week we'll start sharing the access with them. Okay, interview preparation, certification preparation, help for the placements, that would be available. Some additional trainings would also be available. I understand you need to go deeper into the A to Z of Fiori. You need to go deeper into how to upload the data with HANA Migration Cockpit. So those would be the additional complementary trainings. We have put it as a part of bundle. Okay, so that is the part I have tried to show, that if you want to become a TM expert, what you need to learn and what is a vehicle, what is the resources you can use from us to become a TM expert. Okay. With this, I would be starting ahead. If anyone has any kind of question from the previous session, you can ask it now. If you are not able to join the previous session, as soon as you enroll, you will be getting a recording of it. You would be able to go through the recording of it for the previous session. People who have joined, if you have any question from the previous session, you can ask it now, or any kind of questions you have before we start, you can ask it now. If it is a generic question, I will park it to the last, but you can feel free to ask the question. I have put it, for now, I have put it everybody on mute. Okay, so we will be interacting through the chat only. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any questions quickly before we start? Chandrasekhar is asking, which is better, SAP MM or TM? So this is a completely question which I need to answer it before answering it. I need to understand your profile to suggest you whether you should go for SAP MM or SAP TM. Okay, so at the end we will be having a little bit detailed discussion. Chandrasekhar, just stay till the end. I will try to understand your profile, then I would be able to suggest you that what can be the better approach. For different people, different scenario, the different module can be preferred. So that's a generic question, Chandrasekhar, career related question, parking to the last. Krishna is asking, role of SAP LBN in the TM architecture. I'm sure you must be covering in the later session or today. No, we are not covering LBN in detail. Logistics Business Network, we don't cover it. Neither we show the integration with LBN. There would be a session which we have covered where we have put it the advanced modules which interact with the TM. Okay, so that 2 hours of session would be there, which we would be sharing to you as a recorded session, where it would be explaining that what is LBN and how SAP interact or integrate with LBN. Will not be jumping into the detail of LBN. I don't want to create any false promises or any commitments which will not be able to make it. LBN as a system is not available, and the kind of server we use, it cannot connect to LBN. Okay, so theoretically only the LBN would be covered, and that also would be assigning a video session for you, which has a 6 to 7 different advanced products, how it integrate with the SAP TM, that would be covered. Okay. How would be the job opportunities with TM? Arki is asking. So I have specifically who can do TM in the last session. I have specifically focused and told you that why SAP TM, why there's so many requirements are coming from TM, and why suddenly SAP TM become a hot market. The people who are able to remember from the last session, can you tell me that what we discussed, that why suddenly SAP TM become a hot market? Why so many opportunities, or why so many consultant roles are suddenly coming for SAP TM? Quickly, anyone who is able to remember over the chat. Why TM suddenly become a hot market in the market? S4 HANA embedded TM. No more integration into the SCM box. Very good, Antaraj. Very good, Sunil. So LETR is going to stop even for the LETRA. SAP has in S4 HANA embedded basic shipment is there, which comes part of the ERP, part of the core license, which you will take for S4 HANA. But to implement that, you will be requiring a TM consultant, because a totally separate object and separate code is there. That's why the TM opportunities are increasing. With S4 HANA embedded TM, people start adopting TM more compared to earlier. Earlier, they think that, oh, there's a separate server, we need to do a lot of integration. Then they think about, okay, if I need to put a separate server, now what is other things are available in market where I can integrate with them also by setting up my integration with them, right? So S4 HANA embedded TM, stopping LETRA, switching to moving to SAP TM is creating a lot of requirement in the market for SAP TM consultant. Srinivas is asking, is that required to learn EWM also for TM? No, it's not mandatory to learn EWM to learn TM. No, I expect that you should be having a knowledge on any SAP basic module. Okay, not the basic core module, SD, MM, PP. If that consulting experience you have, you would be the one good to go with the TM training. Or if you're working as a TM end user, core user, you're good to go ahead with TM training. Or if you have a strong experience in the transport management, you have not handled any ERP tool, but you are very strong into the transport business, right? You have handled that as operations. That core operation business also help you a lot to quickly learn SAP TM. Krishna has a question: difference between supply chain logistics and transportation in S4 HANA TM. So that is a business terminology. Supply chain logistics as a business terminology can cover the full supply chain, where basically you procure the material, you transform the material as per manufacturing, and you distribute it. You store it and distribute it. So you bring it, store it, transform it, and then again store it, and then distribute it. That full covered under the logistics supply chain. Okay, TM would be handling a one part of it, that once you want to distribute or once you want to receive from the vendor, what kind of transportation you will be requiring it. That is the only part TM would be handling. Supply chain logistics is a bigger terminology. That's a question from Krishna. Atish is asking ET, EWM or TM, which will be the best? Again, Atish, I would be having a discussion with you at the end. After understanding your profile, I would be able to suggest whether you should go for EWM and TM. A lot of people was waiting our Mr. Naidu's sessions. I know we have put it to hold. We said we will be starting in the January month, but now we are starting with the first week of February. We got delayed by a week or two in the start. First week of February, first Sunday, we'll be having a session number 1 for EWM. Okay. Server for practice, we are giving SAP S4 HANA embedded server for practice. Atish, if you are SAP SD consultant, I would prefer to you to go with the TM. Pradeep is asking, LE and TM both are same. Now here I pose the questions, and here we jump, because that question is linked to the topic. So I can start my topic from there. So I would put a little bit more light on, again, on LE versus TM. Okay, what does LE covers and what does TM cover? The people, I have a brief discussion in the last session. People who joined the last session, quickly, can you let me know what does LE cover? Logistic execution. What does LE covers? Quickly over the chat window. What does LE covers? So these trainings will be doing it in that way, where we'll be having an interaction with the chat. Okay, so that is a strategic part which we have put it. I would be asking a lot of questions to you. And the idea about asking the question, it's a Sunday morning or Saturday evening from the people. Weekend mindset, I want you to make you focused on this training. Okay. So once you answer over the using your keyboard, your focus shift back to this training. Otherwise, after 10 minutes, your mind would be diverting, right? So that is a strategy I'm using to keep your focus back on this session. Okay. If you don't know the answer, put no idea. Okay. But you type something. Delivery shipment cost and planning is there in LE. Niranjan said that delivery planning and transportation scheduling optimization is not there in LE. That's what Bharat said. No, we need to understand. No, I did not get the right answer. I got the right answer, but not the to the point answer. LE cover logistics execution covered two things. Okay. First is cover is your warehouse management. I'm not talking about business terminology. I'm talking about what SAP talks about in LE. Second, it covers your transportations and shipments. Here also, there are the two options you can handle it. You can handle it with delivery only. So delivery creation. In SAP, you create a sales order, you create a delivery, then you do PGI, right? That cycle you do it. So that delivery comes under the LE, right? But if the LE you want to extend and you want to also do the transportation planning, that becomes LE subcomponent LE TRA, which from delivery you will be creating a shipment document. Okay, from delivery you will create a shipment document and it will go to the shipment cost document. Then it will go to your service PO and service entry sheet. So that portion, the two portion, the warehouse management is basically here your SAP WM module. That is covered into the LE. SAP WM module, your delivery part of SD module, and shipment cost, that part of your LETRA, which is a extended module of SD, So that is the things which is covered in LE. Okay. Now we will be talking about LE versus TM, and basically I would be talking about the functionality which would be the LETRA versus transport management. What was available in LETRA and what was available in transport management. That's what we'll be talking about. Let's jump into the mind map. So what does LE covers? We understand that. Now this LE is going to stop by 2030. At 2030, SAP is going to stop that part of the code. The support would be stopped for LE. Okay, LE then after that would not be no more supported by SAP. SAP has already stopped putting the innovations and bringing more features in LE because their complete focus is for WM. They have changed their complete focus to EWM. EWM is the future. And for the shipment and transportation, rather than LETRA, now TM is a focus. Okay, so that's where there's a separate set of code line was there. It is not, again, I'm repeating. People get confused, sir, in LE, I was doing this, I was creating shipment cost, I was having a certain set of master data, how that would be used in TM. So there's no link. There's two separate subject of codes are there. Separate code lines are there. LETRA, the shipment module, has not been improved to create SAP TM. SAP has created SAP TM separately. It's a ABAP one, but a separate object, model, code, data model, everything is separate for it. Okay, so that's why there is the LETRA and SAP TM. There is no out of the box linkages are there. You can develop the linkages with the enhancement if you want, but as such from SAP side, there's no linkages. They would be stopping LETRA and they would be going ahead with SAP TM by 2030. Okay. So I have also in the last session, I have also shown you the LETRA cycle. I will not repeat. We start with sales order, then we do the delivery. Then from the delivery, we create a shipment document. Then shipment, we do the shipment execution. Then we create a shipment cost document. And then from the shipment cost document, we create a service PO, then service entry sheet, then invoice to the vendor, that one line, and another line goes to your, after doing a PGI, invoice and payment from the customer. It's split it into the two lines later on, the LETRA module, right? Now that functionality, we are basically, when we say that we will be able to plan the shipment, we say that we will be able to plan the truck. That I have a different deliveries. For these delivery, how many trucks would be required? What kind of dimension of the trucks would be required? Which delivery would be clubbed in one truck and that will go into a one route? Okay, so that part, who would be the carrier? How much cost the carrier will occurring to us, and how much we need to pay to them, how control will be checking it. So that's all parts comes under the LETRA or a shipment module, which is going to stop, and this all functionality will come into SAP TM. Those all functionality is going to come under the SAP TM. Let me expand the picture. Yeah. This picture will give you a little bit more clarity. Up to 2017, even in SAP S4 HANA also, if you want to do the shipment module, the LETRA was the only option, okay, which gave you the basic shipping functionality. So that also you will be listening this terminology, basic shipping or classic. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Shipping. When SAP said that basic shipping and classic shipping is basic shipping functionality which they provided through LETRA module, that function and features they cover as a basic shipping. And when they got the requirement from the business key, we need a more optimization, we need optimization engine, which will be planning the transportations. We need to handle the carriers in a better way. We need to have a LB and logistics business network. So when the more requirements came up, then they developed the TM. And in TM, there was a more functionality compared to the TRA. So the TRA functionality is generally, we talk about as a basic shipping function. Today, what is there? Today, we are in 2022. And this scenario started from 1610, I think 1709, when SAP bring up the embedded TM. Okay, so LETRA was there. Okay, LETRA is there. And with LETRA, we also got SAP S4 HANA supply chain management for the transportation management. SAP TM got embedded on S4 HANA. Now, I hope everybody would be aware what is S4 HANA. Okay, S4 HANA is the newest product from SAP, not the newest. It is introduced in 2015, but it is the next version after ECC. ECC was the previous version of their core enterprise component. And now in the newest version is SAP S4 HANA. So TM was embedded in S4 HANA. Okay. Now, when the TM is embedded in S4 HANA, you have a multiple option now. Now, see the option number we have here. Option 1, option 2, option 3. So what are these three options? Option 1 is your basic shipping. With LETRA module. Option 2 is also kind of a basic shipping with SAP TM. And third, they come up with the advanced transportation with SAP TM. So the business requirement was there. SAP said that this LETRA will stop. Then you need to adopt to TM. Now TM, although it is embedded, but require a separate license. Okay, although it is embedded, a lot of products which is embedded in S4 HANA, but it does not mean that you would be able to go and use it. You need to pay a separate license cost for it. Although the separate server, separate infrastructure is not required, but separate license cost would be required. SAP TM is the one, EWM is the one, PPDS is the one. Those all are embedded on S4 HANA, but to use them, you will require a separate license, right? So then the people said that, boss, we were happy with the shipment module. Why you are making our life miserable? You want us to move to TM. That's a totally different thing. And you also want us to pay the additional license cost also. We don't want to use the functionality, advanced functionalities. Our business is small and we are happy with the basic functionalities. So TM solutions are divided into the two: basic shipment and the advanced shipment. In basic shipment, it was the same function features. It is not the same thing as LETRA, but same function features of LETRA was provided into the as a basic function, and then the advanced function was there in advanced SAP TM. Okay. Then what is the future from 2030? LETRA will completely go. LETRA would not be available. You would be having a basic shipment coming as a core ERP license, which you take it, and then you will be having an advanced shipment. Let's have a quick see that what would be the functionalities, high level, what kind of functionalities we'll be talking about, which will be different. Now, today I'm going to add a little bit more complexity into it. SAP TM also, now there's a two: SAP Standalone TM. Plus now we have another one is embedded TM. That is the next topic I will handle. What is the difference between standalone TM and embedded TM? So far, we are trying to understand the LETRA, basic shipment, and advanced shipping. So in LETRA, generally, we don't have much analysis option or forecasting options are available. SAP TM would be helping you with that. If you do see the integration that your transportation trigger from the delivery in LETRA, the shipment document get created from the delivery. Now here in SAP TM, there is an option you can get it created from the sales order as well as with the delivery. With both, you would be able to get it created. Then advanced planning options like automated planning, basically your optimizations, or VSR engine, vehicle scheduling engine, or your carrier selections. Okay, so you can run the background batch job runs or into the front end also you can run to do this optimizations, carrier selection, VSR runs. You can do it with SAP TM, which was not available in LETRA. Okay, the same thing you will see if you are using TM with the basic function, the automated carrier selection, you would not be able to do it. The optimization run, you will not be able to do it. In TM, that license would not be there. You need to assign the carriers manually. Same thing happened in the shipment module also. Incompatibilities, that which products can be grouped together, which shipments can be grouped together. There's an incompatibility functionality in SAP TM that is not available in LETRA. Carrier-based selection based on the cost, based on the priority, based on the allocation, based on the business share, with so many different things. You can do the carrier selection and then you can do the carrier tendering. And then you can also connect with LBN, Logistics Business Network. Logistics Business Network is basically SAP's network where all the logistics provider registered their business, and you would be able to directly check your freight providers from SAP LBN network. Okay, so that integrations would be available with SAP TM. That is not available with LETRA. Here you need to make sure that your outbound deliveries and inbound deliveries cannot be combined together in a single shipment, right? Here you would be able to, with your transportation planning, your outbound and inbound shipment, you would be able to combine it. So management of the cost. So there's a one sub module which we'll be covering separately, and Sandeep would be covering as that is a charge management. So charge management is in deep how you would be maintaining that which vendor for which freight provider for which route, for what kind of vehicle, for what kind of distance, for what kind of load. he would be providing what kind of rates, calculation sheets, a lot of complexity is there under it. So all this charge management, you would be able to use it with SAP TM, which is not part of LETRA. Analytics and reportings are also better in SAP TM, although it is just what I see is a basic level of analytics, which will be provided through Fiori. Later on today's session, I would be also giving you the Fiori overview. Okay, only the basic functions are there. Only the basic analytics are there. If I compare to with SD, MM, those modules, those went into from 2016 to going into 2022, they have taken the analytics journey and now they are into the next level. If I compare with 2016, a lot of improvement in analytics I have seen in the core modules, specifically SD and MM is the flagship runner in the analytics, the beautiful analytics in MM and IM, they have delivered it. That kind of analytics we have not seen in TM so far, but they have started building it. By 2025, we are expecting that there would be very good analytical dashboards and analytics for the transportation would be improved. Analytics for the transportation would be available under SAP Embedded TM through the Fiori. Okay, through the Fiori. So that is a basic difference between LETRA and TM and basic TM versus advanced TM. So what functionality I talked about in LETRA, same functionality would be supported in your basic shipment under TM, and the advanced one would be available in the advanced shipment. Here, after doing this training, you would be able to go and do the basic shipping scenario implementation. You would be able to do it, and advanced shipping scenario implementation also you would be able to do it. Okay, that training will give you a kickstart to kickstart. You can consider it as a boot camp for SAP TM, where all the things which you require, all the basic and the core things which you require to become SAP TM consultant would be trained to you. Again, TM module is the ocean. You would be having a lot of enriched learning when you will be working onto the projects. A lot of challenging and complex business requirements, you will try to handle it when you join the projects. That's why personally I recommend that only the consultants who are having some consulting experience should try to learn SAP TM. Any questions before I jump ahead into the deployment options? Niranjan is asking, why do we combine inbound and outbound shipments? Raj, thank you for answering that. To utilize your empty resources. So Niranjan, if you have attended the last session, that's where I have explained that why the transportation managing tools are required. So that's what Raj has responded to you, that you have sent a truck to Mumbai to deliver it to the customer. And then that truck would be charging you for both. From Bangalore to Mumbai, it will be charging you two sides, or one side full, second side it would be charging you partial 50%. But if you have a vendor in Mumbai, then you can send your truck, deliver the customer goods, and then bring the vendor products from the Mumbai back to the Bangalore. So you would be able to utilize your empty vehicles better if you try to combine both. It would not be scenario for all of the businesses, but it can be scenario for some of the businesses. Any other question before I proceed ahead? Vishwadeep is asking very good question. How to decide that a business need a basic TM or advanced TM? How to decide if the business need a basic TM or advanced TM? So you would be having a multiple different clients. Okay. There can be one client you get it. They are using a shipment module. LETRA. There the decision is very simple. Discussion is very simple. If you're good with LETRA functionalities and you don't want to have advanced function features, You don't want to have an optimization. Okay, you don't have an automated carrier selection. You don't want to integrate with the advanced tools like LBN. Those things you don't require it. Then you can go ahead with the basic shipping functions. Okay, where basically you need to create your freight orders manually, and then you would be assigning your freight units to the freight orders, and then you would be also assigning your carriers to the freight orders. Okay, that basic functionality would be available. If that is the requirement, you can go ahead with the basic one. Now there's a new client who wants to approach to TM. They want to go ahead with TM. Now that's a question for them, that whether a basic or advanced. That's where basically the more discussion would be happening. Then you need to try to understand these things, the vehicle scheduling and optimization VSO, and the optimization of the shipment and the carrier selection. So if he having a very basic requirements that he want to just club his deliveries, create a shipment document for the tracking and tracing purpose, create a freight order for the tracking and tracing purpose, so that he should be able to pay his vendor when he is paying to the service provider, the freight forwarder or freight provider when he's paying. He want to make sure that he should be able to have some documentation in the system so that he should be able to reconcile it. Okay, so what is required? You just need a freight order or a shipment document where the deliveries would be combined, and then you would be able to put your carriers. Not much carriers are there. They can say that I can put the carriers manually. I can decide this is my route. On this route, this carrier is there. I would be allocate the carrier manually. Your rate sheets are not that complicated. Okay, your rates are not that complicated. Your agreement with the vendors are not that complicated. And then you can go ahead with the service PO and then pay to the vendor. So that kind of basic cycle is there, where you don't require an automatic carrier selection. You don't require your freight orders to be automatically created. You don't require your optimizations need to be happen, that which deliveries or which freight units need to go ahead into a single freight order. So that kind of optimizations you don't require. And you don't want to connect to the advanced tools like LBN, Logistics Business Network. Those kind of tools you will not be connecting. Then you will be going with the basic shipment. Many people, we also suggest to start with the basic shipment if they are not very clear, and they can also upgrade it to the advanced shipment anytime. Okay, they can pay the license cost and then they can move to the advanced shipment. So they can start with the basic shipment, try to understand that is my recommendation. If you will ask a client who is new and they have not used any tool, I would be asking them to do the project in 2 ways. First would be go with the SAP basic shipping functionality using SAP TM as embedded TM, right? And then as the second stage, you go ahead with advanced shipping. Why do I suggest this? Why do I suggest? I suggest this because I'm a big lover, big fan, and having a very big faith on agile methodology. In agile methodology, we always try to deliver into the smaller chunks. We always try to break our deliveries into the smaller, so that we would be able to do the quick deliveries and business would be getting an exposure better. So what would happen when your business will implement this? Okay, they would be having a basic overview that what is SAP TM, okay, and what kind of screens are there and what kind of things they would be able to do with SAP TM. Okay, then they would be coming up with very clear requirement that what advanced function and features would be required. They would be giving you a very fine-tuned requirements that if they need optimization, how and what kind of optimization is required, whether the automatic carrier selection is required or not, and for what purpose it will require. If without giving this exposure, we are directly doing with the advanced shipping, but problem we face that business wants a lot of things. Business wants a lot of things. My optimization should do this, automatic planning should do this, do that, but they don't understand those things. They need to also go at the back end and they need to also do the analysis if the planning, whatever the planning runs has come up, why those results has come up, they also need to do the analysis of it. Then they need to fine tune it. Okay. For that, right now, they don't have that mindset or understanding because they didn't have an exposure to it. So agile methodology always talk about to give the exposure in a step-by-step way. The same way we also discuss to the client, go with the basic shipping functionality if you're not using it at all. And if you want to start using it, SAP TM get a flavor of it. And as a second rollout, as a second phase of project, maybe after 6 months, after using basic shipping for 6 months or for a year, then you jump into the advanced shipping. That's what suggestion we make it. A lot of companies, they are very clear they need a good transport management tool, and they were using some another transport management advanced tools. Okay, and then they want to move to SAP TM. They also start straight away, jump into the advanced shipping also. Okay. Can we use standalone TM with ECC? I'm coming to the standalone, Gino. Just hold on. Integration with event management. Yes, integration with event management can be done with SAP TM. Event management integration would be there. Is TM linked to the global shipment? I mean, import and export. Yes, TM can be linked to the global shipments. Import and exports both can be executed. Yes. Thank you for answering, Raj. Is freight settlement process scoped in this TM course? We'll be going ahead with the freight settlement. We'll be going ahead with the freight settlement document and posting of the settlement document. That part would be will be taken care under the charge management. Okay, that's to answer Krishna's question. But will not jump into the detail of your settlement submodule. Okay, condition contract and the settlement. That is a sub-module, is a very deep module. That deep dive will not be doing, but whatever the basic things is required for TM, that we would be covering from the settlement perspective. The settlement management, if you talk about, it's a sub-module. It is used into the multiple different modules. That settlement management, I cover it in the SD excellence. So that deep dive jump will not be doing in TM. But whatever is required, the basic things required for TM, that we'll be discussing. Okay, with that question now, I'm jumping into the deployment options. Now, the more complexity, LETRA, then basic shipment, then advanced shipment. Now, SAP TM also is available into the two different products. Okay, one is SAP TM standalone, and second is embedded TM. So SAP started its journey with SAP TM. They started their journey with the standalone TM system, which is on the SCM box. So SAP was having their ECC box. And for advanced function and features, they come up with the SCM box. Basically, the name should be the advanced SCM box, advanced supply chain management, because ECC also supports supply chain management. That's, I don't know the German terminology when it gets converts. That's how it comes up. But SAP started with the SCM, right? In SCM, they started with the advanced functionality, extended warehouse management. Sometimes it is also called APO box, advanced planning and optimization, and TM. These kind of products they started putting into the SCM box. And then they link this ECC with SCM with your interface, which is a plugin interface they have clicked, right? Where the data is moved from ECC to SCM box, and SCM box to ECC, the data is shared, interface has been put together. A plugin interfaces has been put together, and TM was built. So that was the first product where the TM was put it onto the separate server. Then when SAP moved to S4 HANA later on, From 1709, although 2015 they moved with S4HANA, but 2017 they started it. Within S4HANA box, they said that my TM would be part of it. Here TM was not part of it. Here they said that TM component, they are embedding it into S4HANA. That is called embedded TM. Okay, so this was a SIF core interface, right? This was linked with the SIF. The SIF dependency become very limited when they went ahead with the embedded TM, when they put TM into their core box itself. Okay, so that's the two different things. There's a one, we call it TM as a standalone, a separate servers. Second deployment option is embedded. Okay, now what will you prefer? Let me first ask you, then I will elaborate it. What will you prefer? Okay, right now I have not given you that clarity. Your thoughts will clarified now, and you will be able to do the better consulting. But from the raw from your mind, what do you prefer? You would be preferring TM standalone or embedded TM? TM standalone, TS, embedded TM, ETM, TMS or ETM? Quickly over the chat window. I have around 50 participants. I want to see the 50 responses there. Either TMS or ETM. What would you recommend? TMS, ETM, ETM, TMS, TMS, ETM, 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 ETM. So both kind of answers are there. Some people say that we'll be recommending embedded TM. Some people said that they would be recommending a TMS, standalone TMS. So now the both has their own pros and cons. Okay, with embedded TM coming in, it does not mean that the standalone TM will be phased out. The scenario as a standalone TM will still stay in because it has some business requirement which still supports the SAP TM as a standalone. I would be giving that business requirement that where the standalone TM would be better and where the embedded TM would be better. But one thing you need to note it down here. Here the data, the complexity which was there in this one. Here the data, your products, master data I'm talking about, or materials, your plant, shipping point, customers, vendors, then your sales orders, then your deliveries. These all need to be synced between the two different boxes. And the people who have handled the two different boxes, you always require a separate support team for the SIF to make sure your both of the systems are connected with each other. Make sure in the queue the documents are not failing. If the documents are failing, those have been escalated, quickly checked and reprocessed. So you would be requiring these kind of scenario even if you started your career as a SAP TM. There's a high chance you would be jumping into a standalone TM project and you would be giving a monitoring activity. You would be a SAP core interface monitor for TM just to check that all the sync of the data between those two systems is proper or not. And wherever the sync is getting broken, you would be quickly escalating it, providing a solution or telling the business that what is wrong so that the sync can be made again. And there are the weekly and the monthly reports and the programs we need to run to make sure that the data cleaning happens. And wherever the sync is got broken, that can be automatically cleaned or fixed. That kind of reports we need to do. So that's a big challenge, big headache. One is a separate server and then managing the core interface and then putting a monitoring consultant, the support consultant, additional support consultant who would be more focused on the monitoring. So whenever you put APO, EWM, TM, the number of support consultant you required compared to SDMM and other modules is required more. Why it required more? Because it has a lot of effort to make sure that these two servers are integrating with each other. It's called the plugin interface. It's called SIF. But believe me, the people who have worked might be knowing it creates a lot of problem. It creates a lot of problem. It creates a lot of support tickets to your support team who need to answer it, escalate it, and get it resolved wherever the sync is getting breaking. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. So that was the issues are there that would be resolved by the embedded TM. Now, the another thing which you need to understand, why SAP has not put it embedded TM on ECC? Can anyone tell me that why they are putting on EWMB S4, then TM also S4, PPDS also S4, HANA Live also S4, new function features, everything embedded on S4. Why not in ECC they have done that? Do you know that answer? If you know, quickly answer it over the chat. Why these products cannot be embedded on ECC? ECC is discontinued, okay. To put in a single box, HANA on the database, yes. So they have not named S4 HANA, HANA, which is a database name that they have used in product without any cost. The HANA is making a major difference. The HANA as an in-memory database, give you the capability to do the computing, okay, to do the computing in a way that you can do on-the-fly calculations, and your processing can be much faster with HANA database. So a lot of things you will see which we were not able to do it with the ECC, which we were not able to do with the ECC because it was having a traditional database system which works on rotating disk and drum, and we have now HANA database system which store the data in charge, which is in your capacitor and transistors, process the data much faster, store the data, storing and processing the data, both has been improved with TM. Now the algorithm calculations which you are not able to believe to do it in ECC, even MRP we said that yeah, night mein chala lo. Otherwise the system will go down, the resources will go down. Right now, all these things you can do it in S4HANA. That's why the embedded TM, embedded EWM, a lot of embedded component you see coming in the S4HANA, simplifying the architecture. So embedded TM is a simplified architecture. Okay. Embedded TM is a simplified architecture, but standalone TM scenario will stay on. Okay, standalone TM. Maybe the standalone TM version will go out, but first you need to understand why there is a requirement of a separate TM system. Although now we have a S4HANA embedded system, but let's try to understand why do we require, what kind of business scenarios will be requiring a separate TM system. So we are having here, I'm talking about USA. You are having your SAP server. That is S4HANA for your foods business. Then within USA, you have your another business, that is SAP, again S4HANA. That is your consumer good business. People who has worked into the bigger landscapes, you might be knowing that one company can have a different SAP system. Region-wise, business stream-wise, the acquisition they have done, later on they have done the acquisition of a company within USA. A beverage company they have acquired, and they were having a separate S4HANA. They were working on separate S4HANA. So within USA, they have a 3 different SAP system, these 3 different SAP servers, right? And now they want to make sure that they want to do the SAP TM. So what would be your suggestion? Will it be your suggestion to go ahead with the standalone TM, or will you be asking them that go ahead with the embedded TM? Standalone TM, TMS or STM, or embedded TM, ETM? What would be your option to them? Yes, Antaraj, your statement is very correct. I would be coming to that. Standalone TMS, right? Most of the people said standalone TMS. The standalone TMS which earlier we were putting, the version is TM 9.6, right? We will requiring a standalone TM. Why we require a standalone TM? We need to understand. So these all three business are in USA, right? These all three business are in USA. Now they would be having in USA, there is a New York. Okay. Within the New York, you have a customer and you want to make a delivery for foods also, your consumer goods also, beverages also. And they are all having a warehouses in the New York. So when you are delivering your shipment to the customer, you have an option that you can plan a single truck who can pick the products from the three different warehouses. And then they would be able to ship to the customers or the different customers within the New York. Okay, you would be able to combine the shipments. You are having two manufacturing plants for foods and the consumer goods into the same city, and you want to deliver products to a customer who is into the different city. Okay, and the two different customers are there into the same city. So you have a lot of permutation and combination where basically you would be able to optimize your shipments. You would be able to use your single trucks. You would be able to create a single full truck loads from one region to another region or from one city to another city. If you combined your business and if you get a visibility that what are my total transport requirements. Okay, if I want to send from one city to another city, what in USA as a whole business, what is my total transport requirement? That kind of visibility, if you want to do it, you will be getting that visibility as a standalone TM. Okay, that standalone TM, now here I'm changing a terminology. The correct terminology is a TM as a hub system. This embedded TM, the another terminology I can use, TM as a, if embedded TM is there, TM as a co-deploy. Okay, if I put a TM as a hub system and I bring all the transport requirements into this system, then I would be having a very much better visibility that what is my transportation load, what is transportation capacity required. And based on that, I would be able to plan from one city to another city, whether I would be able to send it, combining my consumer goods and foods, or combining my foods and beverages using one freight provider, putting product from the two warehouses together, and then sending it to my customer who is into the same city. So that kind of transportation visibility, you will be able to get it. And then you would be able to do the much better cost saving with the transport management as a hub system. Okay, transport management as a hub system. So now, if we are using now this TM 9.6 is a version on the SCM box or standalone box. Okay, that is a version TM 9.6. Can you use, instead of here, can I say that rather than putting a SCM box, can I put it here S4 HANA box, and I say I only use a TM function. Okay, I put another S4 HANA box and I use only the TM function, and this all would be integrated. This all transport requirement would be integrated with the transport management as a hub, S4 HANA TM as a hub. Can I do that? Yes or no in the chat window quickly. Answers in the chat with yes or no. Yes, we can do it. That also we can do it. That is supported from 1909, that you can create a S4 HANA system rather than SCM system. So this would be complete S4 HANA system with all the functionality features. Okay, but you are using only the TM module. You are using only SAP embedded TM to make it as a hub system, getting a data requirement from the different boxes and creating as a hub system. So that is called TM as a hub, or the another terminology which is famous for this scenario is a standalone TM. That would not be happening for all of the version, it has a version dependencies. With best of my knowledge, it started from 1909 version. Although embedded TM came up with the version 1709, but its workability as a hub system, SAP introduced in 1909 version. So you need to check if you want to use it as for HANA embedded TM as a hub, you need to check the version dependency. Now SAP is saying that by, if I'm not wrong, 2027, they will stop this. By 2027, they will stop this, and only S/4HANA TM would be available. Only S/4HANA TM would be available, which you can use it as a TM as a hub or TM as a standalone scenario. So rather than using SCM TM 9.6, you would be using S/4HANA embedded TM, whatever the version is available. Okay, so your 2022, 2023, 2024, those versions you would be able to use it. Any question for this scenario? If you have any question, you can feel free to ask over the chat quickly. If you don't have any question, put NQ on the chat window, everyone. Put NQ over the chat window if you don't have any question. Thank you. Thank you for responding. I have a question from Shiva. Can I say that type of business using TM is, type of business using TM is very limited? Not each and every business will implement TM. Okay, not each and every business will implement TM. TM would be implemented with the business which is little bit, which has little bit of volume, and they have a presence into the multiple cities, multiple regions in a country. There the TM would be required. Okay, so the companies which is having a lesser volume, 1 or 2 plants, 1 or 2 distribution centers, and distributing it, there you might not require TM. Only SD module would be able to good and sufficient, that without using even the basic shipping also, you would be able to survive. Okay, so it's not very limited, but yes, it's limited. Not each and every client would be implementing TM. But adoption is increasing. Why adoption is increasing for TM? Or not as a TM, transport solution, why adoption is increasing, I have answered in the first session. Because TM transportation is a huge cost. Now the people who want to compete in the market, they understand that if they want the cost reduction, if they want to increase their margins, profit margins, transportation is one of the area. If they can optimize, reduce the cost, the savings can go in millions. Savings can go in millions, and we have proved it after doing the implementation for one of the largest FMCG industry. We have proved that they have saved in millions after implementing TM. Antaraj is asking, can we use mix and match? Example, US S/4HANA box as embedded TM using transportation, and India box transportation requirement. I will come. That will be scenario number 3. I will come, Antaraj, to that. Sunil Adare is asking, current TM version in SAP S/4HANA version or has a different series number? So it does not follow exactly TM 9.6, 9.7 or 9.5. It does not follow. It follow the version numbering, the changes in the TM in S/4HANA counts with its number versioning, which S/4HANA version. So S/4HANA 1909, S/4HANA 2020, 2021, 2022, that is the versions which has a different enhanced functionality for TM. So you don't follow the 9.5, 9.6 serial number. It follows the serial numbering of S/4HANA product, which is 2020, 2021, or 2022, which is the latest one. Bishwajit is asking, with embedded TM, do we need to do all transactions on Fiori? The usage of Fiori has been increased compared to standalone. After 2019, the power queries which you were using in NWBC usage of TM standalone, it's 2019 or from 2020, SAP has stopped. and it has increased the usage of Fiori, which does not mean that each and everything need to happen with the Fiori, but many things now will happen only through Fiori. Okay. Okay. Now let me go into the second scenario. You have a business in USA. This is your US SAP S4 HANA. Then you have a business in India, SAP S4 HANA, separate system. And then you have a business in this is your Africa, separate system for Africa, SAP S4 HANA. Okay. Now you want to do the implementation here. Okay. Do the implementation in the system. You have two options. First is that embedded TM, here embedded TM, here embedded TM. That is option number one. Second option is putting a TM as hub. Let's say TM 9.6 or S4HANA 2022, you are putting it as a hub. Which one you will prefer? Option one or option two? In this scenario, which one you will prefer? Option two, option two, option two. Okay, everyone has went for the option two. What is the basic reason? Rakshita is saying hub would be the less expensive. Okay. Hub will be the less expensive. Let's talk about whether the hub would be less expensive. Any other reason? But that's a good explanation. Easy to manage the business. Okay. Ambrish said that it would be easy to manage the business. Optimization of transportation. Very good point by Antaraj. Optimization of transportation between the countries. Okay. Optimization of the transportation between the countries. Okay. One platform, one common platform. Okay. Anyone else? Any other reason for the second option? Okay, that's good reasons. Now let me explain you. Single box. Let me explain you. Now this we have done for one of the largest FMCG company, and we selected the option number one. We recommended the option number one, and we went ahead with the option number one in this case. In the other case, there was another example where we have went with the TM as a hub, but here we recommended them and they have gone with the embedded TM system rather than going as a TM as a hub. Why? So you need to understand the earlier example I have given, that three business I have shown you within the same country. Within the same country, US, I was having three different businesses. Now these three different businesses are very close to each other. Foods, consumer goods, beverages, which would be having a common customer into their major cities. They would be having a customer who wants to take all the three. In one city, if you will say that in this city I have a customer, you will find all three are ticked. Okay, within the same country. Now here, how many different number of chances would be there where you would be able to optimize a shipment or a transportation between USA and S4HANA? You have a manufacturing plant in USA, You have a distribution center in USA. You have a customer in USA. You have manufacturing in India. You have a distribution center in India, and you have customers in India. Okay. How many cases would be there that you have here a customer in Africa and you want to supply some product to it from USA and from India, and you will try to combine a shipment together from USA, something ship is going there or one vessel is using going there, combining the both. And these are not practical scenarios. There can be very few minimal scenarios, but the percentage would be very less, and these will not be practical scenario. When you send it over the air or when you send it over the sea, that kind of consolidations is very difficult to do it and is not very practical scenario. So most number of shipments and the deliveries which will be happening would be within the country, within that region itself. Okay, within that region itself. So combining and do the savings by into a single system is not that huge in scenario. When the different countries has been used, you have a very limited places where basically you would be able to save by combining a transport, by combining your freight unit or by combining your different deliveries into a single freight orders. That chances would be very minimal, 0.01 or 0.1 or up to 1%. 99% you would be playing around to consolidate and save it within the country shipment. Your trucks are going into 10 different places from 10 different region and cities to the another 10 different cities. That's where your focus would be, to optimize within this country, to optimize within this country, to optimize within this country. Within country optimization can give you 90% saving, and might be 10% saving you can get it if you can have a consolidated system, right? So that is the thing you need to think about, that what kind of business it is, what kind of business function it is, what kind of country boundary it is, and where basically your consolidation can help you. In this case, consolidation was not helping us that much. So we went ahead with the embedded TM in each of the system. Now, what benefit embedded TM creates is, again, if you have a TM as a hub system, you need to put the interface, right? You need to put the interface. And with that interface, you need additional efforts. You need a separate system. A separate server would be required. In as a hub, as embedded TM, we don't require a separate server. Here we require 3 interfaces, and managing these 3 interfaces, you require another support team. Here we don't require it. Okay, with these additional efforts, when I am putting it, if there is a business value for it, let's put it. But if the business value is not there, that you need to understand, then it does not make sense. In this scenario, we went ahead with the embedded TM for one of the company because that makes more sense to them. It's easy to manage system. They don't require a separate server. The SIF challenges are not there. Integration challenges are not there. And they want to do the optimization within the country. Okay, that they would be able to do with embedded TM. Okay, that they would be able to do with embedded TM. And whenever the functionalities need to improve, if USA wants to go ahead with the advanced functionality features, and because of that they want to upgrade their system, India and Africa does not want, USA can go on with its own functionality in TM. Okay, that was the reason. You can have a single support team which can support all the 3 different systems. Support team was a single team who was supporting all the 3 different system, and different consultants was there to support different region, which unavailability of consultant, they can also switch the roles. That centralized support team was there. But that is the second scenario where embedded TM was opted rather than standalone TM or a hub TM. Any question on this before I proceed ahead with one third scenario? Does it make sense? The embedded TM makes sense in this scenario? If it makes sense to you, if you understood it, put MS on the chat window quickly. Put MS in the chat window. Thank you. Thank you very much for putting MS. In between, I have a question from Ambrish. Automotive business have scenario. Automotive business has scenario. Spare parts export to the various countries. spare part export to the various countries, that is an export scenario which any country can has. And that export from US, I'm exporting it to, let's say, Australia. Okay, US, I'm exporting it to Australia. That still I can do with embedded TM. That is export scenario. India is exporting it to New Zealand. That still I can handle with India. Okay, but US exporting to Australia, India exporting to New Zealand, that combining those shipment and then getting an advantage of cost cutting from those shipment is negligible. I hope you are able to get that concept. Okay, that's good. So if you are clear, if you don't have any question, let me move ahead with the third scenario. Third scenario is you're having a business in India. This is your beverages business. And this is within India itself. You have foods business. Okay, this is a separate SAP S/4HANA. This is separate SAP S/4HANA. One option, first option you have put as a hub system. You put it as a hub S/4HANA system, which is your S/4HANA. Okay, and you linked both of them. This is option number one. Then you have another option, option two. You said that I put it embedded system here. And this embedded system would be working for foods. And the same embedded system I would be using it. I would put an interface here. In the option number two, I don't have a hub system, but I created my food SAP S/4HANA as a hub system, where it is completing my requirements of transportation for foods, and it's also working as a hub system. So it's for foods, it's creating as a co-deploy. For beverage, the same system is working as the hub system. Okay, that was a question which Antaraj was trying to ask earlier. So in this scenario, what option you will prefer? You will go for the option number one, or you will go for option number two? Which option you will prefer? Then I will suggest you which option recently to one of the client we have suggested. Option two, option two, option two. Everyone, quickly. Very simple answer. Type something, one or two. One or two, one or two. Fozia said one. Okay. Ashok said one. Okay. Sunil also said one. Now the people said one. Why one? Try to give me any reason if you have in your mind, one hyphen your reason. People who said two, try to give a reason. Two hyphen your reason. Okay, two hyphen your reason. Okay. By the time you are giving, you need to think a little bit. I understand that. And by the time you are thinking about it, I will just create a quick LinkedIn post for you. Quickly with your reason. Try to think about your reason and give me the reasons. Okay, I'm giving you a link. So this would be your today's assignment. I hope everybody is taking the notes, which I've told you that every session you need to take notes. and you can share your notes, you can share your thoughts over the LinkedIn link which I have mentioned. Okay, that would be the today's assignment. Share your today's learnings over this LinkedIn post. Everyone copy this LinkedIn link, click it, copy it, and then if you have already created your notes, you can share it there, your notes and learnings. Today's notes and learnings, you can share it there. Okay, that is to increase your visibility over the LinkedIn. Okay, that will help you to increase your visibility over the LinkedIn. 2 is a cost optimization. That's the answer I'm getting. Separate ETM as both LOBS will have separate strategy and customers. Okay, in case 1, connected to both beverage and food. 1, because it can be shipped from 1 DC within the same countries. Okay, Fiori support and SOA interface in case of 1. 2, they are food in the different. Okay, to reuse the same server to handle SAP 2 SAP instances. 1, because raw materials will be matched for foods and beverages. Okay, let me go back to my mind map. Okay, so some people prefer the 1 and they have given the reason. Some people prefer 2 and they have given the reason. What SAP has said, okay, what we have recommended, let me first talk about. For this scenario, we have recommended scenario 1 was our recommendation. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Okay, why scenario 1 was the recommendation? Although the consolidation and everything, you can do it in 2 also. This scenario is started supporting in 1909. Okay, and we don't have a much of the examples which we have got where the business has adopted. They have tried to create their one system and put it another system on it and use it as a embedded system also and the hub system also. Although SAP said that this functionality is available from 1909 version, if before 1909 this functionality is not available at all, but from 1909 this functionality is available. That you can make your existing system. This would be connected through web interface. You can get it connected and you would be able to, with using a single system, you would be able to create it. But what I recommend that once these kind of functionality has been introduced, try to avoid the initial 3 version, 1909, 2020, 2021. Try to avoid this, and from 2022, you might be thinking to adopt these kinds of function and features. We try to did it with one of the things where we have tried to put embedded PPDS, okay, for one, and then we try to combine the requirement for the another ones. That kind of things we have tried to do it, and we failed it. We faced a lot of challenges. SAP tried to support it by providing a lot of SAP notes to support those scenarios, but that slowed down your process when you faced a lot of challenges, a lot of issues, technical issues when you try to create these scenarios, then it slowed down your implementation process. So right now, there are the very few scenarios are there who is using the option number 2. Okay, so if you are using option number 2, you can use it. There's no problem. Now we are in 2022. The 3 version has been passed away, but always try to get some additional support from SAP. Some have some premium support from SAP, because you will require a lot, because this is not a common scenario which has been adopted by many of the businesses. Okay, this is not a common scenario which can be adopted. That is one of the reasons. Second reason is to also reduce the dependency of the servers. Okay, to also reduce the dependency of the server. Now in SAP S/4HANA, here you want to use, you are using a 2020 system. Okay, here you are on to the 1909 system. Now Foods wants to say that they want to go ahead with the, for TM related capabilities, you want to go ahead with the 2022 server. In 2022, there are some functionality came up which you require, but that is only required for TM. So you cannot only upgrade your embedded TM system. You'll have to upgrade the full 2022 system. Okay, you'll have to upgrade the This full system, although you require just a TM functionality, you need to upgrade this from 2020 to 2022. The full system you need to upgrade. Okay, which will require a little bit more effort. But in this case, if you have embedded here, you are using 2020. And for the TM upgrade functionality, you want to jump to 2023. You can jump to 2023 because in this system, only TM is there. Another modules are not there. That switch would be a little easier. To have an advanced TM functionality, you are switching it to the another version. That would be easy shift in the versions. Okay, that's why we have recommended the option number 1. You can go with the option number 2, not a problem, but make sure some premium support is available from SAP to support that scenario. Because technically, with my experience, you would be facing a lot of challenges because not much business has adopted to this scenario number 2. Now here the experience comes into the picture. Nothing right, nothing wrong. The both options are right. But based on my experience, based on our consulting experience, we suggested the option number 2. Are you clear with the deployment option? If there is any question, any deployment scenario in your mind, which you think has not been covered, you can ask it now. Before I jump into the SAP TM process. Before I jump into SAP TM process, if you have any question in your mind, feel free to ask. If you don't have any question, put VC in the chat window. Put VC very clear in the chat window if you don't have any question. Okay, very good. I got a lot of VCs. Shiva is asking for 5 minutes. Shiva, just stay on this session. I have 2-3 requests where people need some career related consulting. So just stay on this session. I would be spending some time with you at the end of the session. Okay, people are asking for a break. Let's take a quick break, 5-minute break. It's always good. You can go and fill up your cup of coffee because I think around 40 to 45 minute session is still pending. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break. And in this 5-minute break, try to put your thoughts and your session notes over the LinkedIn link, which I have created. Okay. The people who would be back in 2 minutes. So I'm just taking a 5-minute break. I am here at 8:10 at India Standard Time. We would be back in 8:15 India Standard Time. I'm putting the link again so that you can mention your thoughts and the session notes. Okay, I'm back. I am back. If you are also back, put in the chat window, I am B. I am back. I am B over the chat window. If you're also back, I have a few questions. I will quickly check and then answering them, then I will proceed ahead. Rajesh has a question. Sidecar, decentralized, and standalone. Are they all same? Sidecar, decentralized, and standalone, they are the different name for the same thing, Rajesh. Even in the last scenario, which we have discussed, the upgraded from 2020 to 2022, can we still remain on HANA 1909? Yes, for the another 2 servers, you can still remain on 1909 and your hub system can go to 2022. Although there can be some version comparison check you need to do. But until unless you are into the very old version, that might require your source system also need to be upgraded. But in general, it will support. Different version it will support if you have a different hub system. How much it will take to convert standalone to hub and standalone system? How much it will convert to standalone to hub, and is it worth? Standalone to hub, standalone and hub, I use the terminology for the same thing. Sunil. Okay, standalone or hub, I use a central, I have put it centrally system. in the central system that I said, either it's a standalone or hub system. So if you can clarify your question, I would be able to answer. Yeah, Manish, stay on the last. The generic question I would be discussing at last. TM session schedules, Niranjan. TM session, we are doing it every Saturday and Sunday morning. We'll be doing it 6:30 a.m. Right now, initial 3-4 session would be happening only on Sunday evening. And after that, we'll be starting with Saturday and Sunday. Sorry. Right now, we are only doing Sunday morning, 6:30 a.m., which can be the Saturday evening for you if you are into the Western time zone. So Sunday morning 6:30 a.m. we'll be doing it next 2 session also. After that, it would be converted into Saturday and Sunday. Both day will be having a session, 6:30 a.m. India Standard Time. Okay, if you are not enrolled, Bhupender has shared the link. Make sure you get it enrolled. Most of the people are enrolled, but if you're not enrolled, you can get it enrolled with the link which Bhupender has given. Okay, let's move ahead. Now let's go to the SAP TM process. What would be the process structure in SAP TM? So before I explain you, I just want to tell you that the way we'll be conducting these sessions. So what I would be doing, we would be discussing TM process. Okay, and then at the second point, we'll try to do an end-to-end TM basic shipping process as a end user. So I want you to just explore the system. I will let you know which customer you need to use, which carrier you need to use, which material you need to use, which sales organization, which company code, everything I will tell you. You just need to execute one end-to-end scenario, starting from sales order till we will try to go till last of the settlement. We'll not go into the much detail that what is freight unit, how it is getting generated. Some basic knowledge I will give you, but we'll not jumping into the detail of the transactions. Each transaction when you will be doing, there would be a big screen would be there with so many options. So right now we are not going into those options. Right now, I just want you to explore the end-to-end scenario in the system so that when we are jumping ahead, when I'm taking you into the configurations, master data, you would be able to correlate this master data, this configuration would be impact where in the process. That's why end-to-end process is required and some knowledge on the end-to-end process is required. That's why I will be going first as an end user and you explore this product as end-to-end. First process we'll be discussing, then we'll be doing in system. Same thing you also need to do into the system. So once that part is completed, then we'll be doing we'll be setting up the system setup. First, we'll do the enterprise structure. First thing we'll be doing enterprise structure setup. Now, this system which I will give you, the 2022 system, the data which I will give you, with that you will be able to do the transaction process. But we don't allow you to do any master data changes or any configuration changes in our server. We'll be telling you how you can configure your system from scratch. Every participant who is participating in this training, they need to create their own company code. You need to create your own sales organization, your TM org structure, your own master data, you need to create it. Your own customer, your own carrier, everything you need to create on your own. And it's not that difficult. Within the 1.5 session, we'll be able to get it done. Okay. Your basic configuration, enterprise structure, and the master data. Okay. Master data will require a little bit of more time because when I jump into the master data, I need to also explain we'll go a little detail on the TM master data. Because you need to understand what kind of different TM master data is there. And then with this master data, with this org structure, enterprise structure, you will again run a end-to-end scenario. And this time when we'll be jumping into end-to-end scenario, this time we'll focus on the transactions more. Because now this time you have a little bit of exposure that you know what are the configurations, what is master data, how the screen looks like. Now we'll be going into the in-transportation cockpit. What are the different options are there? Into the freight unit building screen or freight order creation, what are the different options are there? Okay, so once this third part is done, fourth part is master data is done, fifth part will be again jumping into end-to-end scenario. Once this fifth part is done, I will be jumping into the sixth part, into the configurations. Your order type configurations, freight unit building rule configuration, your different type of configurations, different kind of documents configuration, that will be jumping into the detail and explaining you. Once this configuration has been completed, the basic, the configuration will divide into this two part. Then we'll be jumping into detail of, we call it as a, not settlement management, we call it as a charge management. What are the different charge management configuration, how the settlement would be happening, settlement document details will be jumping into that part. Once that is done, then we'll be jumping into the optimization. Okay, this all things we'll be doing it with the road scenario. Then at last, we'll be jumping into one ocean scenario and one your SLP scenario. Freight forwarder scenario. LSP scenario. Okay, that's how we'll be going. It will not be a 10 session, it will be more than 10 session, but that's how the sequence of the training would be. So you have already covered the 2 sessions, you know the basics, what is TM, why TM, S4 HANA, embedded, standalone, those terms. Sorry, basic terminology is clear. Now we'll jump into the system. We'll understand the process. We'll try to do the process in the system as an end user. Then we'll do the system configuration, basic configuration, enterprise structure in the TM. We'll try to understand it. Then we'll try to understand the master data. Then we'll again jump into the end-to-end scenario. At that time, we'll jump into the more into the screens and transactions, then to the configuration, then to the charge management, then to the optimization, and then complex scenario of ocean and LSP. Okay. That's how the step-by-step learning will be doing it. Manish saying, can we practice these configuration in any server from other source? You can practice it, but believe me, you will be facing a lot of challenges. So wherever you face the challenges, you need to get it resolved by that server provider, because it already took to prepare 2022 system. We are working for a week, and I have involved 3 consultants. So to make the system ready. So there is a lot of backend thing, basis thing, SAP notes implementation is required to get the system ready. And TM, embedded TM is having so many challenges because embedded TM does not come with the best practices. So all the configurations, the core configuration which you get with the standard system are missing in the best practice system. So we need to put a lot of effort on the system. So you can use any system, but if it has been prepared well. If you get stuck with your system, you need to get your help done from your source, wherever you are getting the system, Manish. How can we, one simple question, how can we check what kind of license exists in system, basic or advanced? That's Ram, very tricky. Okay, a lot of things SAP will give you. You will not see what kind of license. You need to know that, okay, these things you are not supposed to use it. So just to give you a simple thing, basic or advanced, if you want to check it, you can check in your system whether the optimizer is there or not. If the optimizer is not there, it means you are onto the basic. If the optimizer, you have already installed the optimizer, it means you are into the advanced. Sunil is asking how much effort it will take to convert hub to embedded TM, and is it worth for business? Sunil, I'm not clear with your question again. What do you mean by hub to embedded? Hub is this is my hub system. Where only TM is there. It would be on S4 Hana embedded system in the new scenario. In the older scenario, okay, you are saying that if you have a standalone 9.6 and this 9.6 you want to convert into hub embedded TM. Is that your question? Pradeep is asking, I missed previous 2 sessions. Could you please share the link? So Pradeep, if you have already enrolled, you have access to our learning management system. In the learning management system, recording of the previous session is already available. If you have any issue, Bhupendra has shared the link. Niranjan is asking how to check the optimizer. I will let you know. There is a product. When you go into the status, go into your system, go into your status. In the status, there will be see the different component which has been assigned. Okay, there would be optimizer component. Okay, when we jump into the optimizer session, Malik and Niranjan, I will show you. Okay, recently we faced a lot of it. Took us to implement the optimizer in the best practice system. It took us effort of 1.5 months. Okay, it took 45 days to us to make sure we download the optimizer file and implement it in our best practice system. It's not that easy. It's very challenging. You can get it checked. Go into the system status. You will get the optimizer version. Okay. Now let's quickly jump into the scenario, what we are going to do. So first I will do one end-to-end scenario. Once end-to-end scenario is finished, then I would be drawing a complete scenario that what kind of different carriers, countries we are talking about, customers we are talking about, and what scenario we are going to build it. That I will take you again to the detail of that business scenario. But right now I will show you the cycle, that what is the cycle which we are going to discuss. So in cycle, we'll be starting our cycle with sales order. Okay, we'll be creating a sales order. From once the sales order has been created, we'll be creating a delivery. And once the delivery has been created, it would be having an integration with SAP TM system, and that would be creating a freight unit. Freight unit is a very detailed concept. We'll be having a detailed session. The freight unit type and freight unit building rule will define how the freight unit is built. But for now, just to understand that what is a freight unit, it's a group of material or product, the smaller group of material or product which need to be shipped, or your smallest grouping which need to be transported together. Smallest grouping of material which need to be transported together is a freight unit. Just to give you a simple example, if you have generally we deliver the pallet, right? In pallet, we put it different products which need to be shipped together, and then we do the shrink wrap to this pallet, right? This you can consider this is a freight unit. Just example. In different scenario, the freight unit, the way the freight unit is generated can be different. There can be some scenario where the full truck load, a full loaded truck can be a freight unit. So we'll discuss in that in detail, but right now, you can consider a freight unit as the smallest grouping of your products which need to be shipped together. From delivery, we'll be creating a freight unit, and this freight unit will get created automatically. So we have done the configurations. Based on the configuration, as soon as you save the delivery, system would be creating a freight unit automatically. In system, the freight units can be created automated, or you can also have a manual generation of freight units based on the delivery. Both is possible. Now, after the freight unit has been generated, from this freight unit, we'll be creating a freight order. Okay. And then in this freight order, we'll do the freight order is nothing that this is the same way you have a sales order, right? The same way we have a freight order, which tells you what we need to ship it and to whom we need to ship it and which carrier we need to use it. So that is freight order. You can also compare if you have worked on LETRA module, you can compare with your shipment document. Okay, so once you have created a freight order, okay, we will be assigning this freight unit to the freight order. Freight unit would be assigned to the freight order, or you can say with respect to freight unit, we'll be creating a freight order. And then from the freight order, we'll do the carrier assignment. That who would be carrier, that assignment will be doing it. So once the carrier assignment has been done, then you can do your freight order execution. Okay, the loading activities that you would be able to do it. And once the freight order execution has been done, you would be able to create your freight settlement document. From freight settlement document, once you do the freight settlement document, you can compare with the your shipment cost document, which would be telling you that based on the charges, how much charge the carrier would be occurring it. Then from the freight settlement document, you will be going ahead. You will be doing a posting of the freight settlement document. This posting or settlement, it's also sometimes called settlement of the freight settlement document, would be creating it a service PO automatically and service entry sheet. Based on that, invoice would be created. Invoice would be cleared with the invoice verification, and you will be doing a payment. Okay. Generally, this part comes under TM, the freight settlement document and posting of the freight settlement document. This is integration with MM, which we will see. And invoice posting would be done by the finance or with the MM people. They would be taking care of invoice, and then the payment would be done by finance. This would be the scenario. And then in parallel, your scenario can also be completed where basically you can have, there can be a linkage between these two steps. You will be having your post goods issue. Here, let me link it from the top. And after doing the post goods issue, you can have a invoice document for the customer, and you can receive the payment, and here you would be giving the payment. Okay, so this invoice is your customer invoice. This is your SD scenario, and this invoice is your vendor invoice, which is your MM scenario. This is how it would also be integrated with MM and SD. Okay, sales order, delivery, freight unit. Now the freight units can also be created directly from the sales order. So the two-way the connections are available. That's why we call it in advanced shipping. In basic shipping, it can be done through the delivery. So first we'll be doing a delivery scenario, and then when I'll jump into the configuration, I will show you how we can get it a freight unit generated from the sales order also. So from sales order or from the delivery, both places the freight units can be generated. Which case, which need to be used? In which case we need to use sales orders? based freight unit creation, in which cases we need to use delivery based freight unit creation, we'll be discussing when we'll be doing the logistic integration configurations. Okay, there's a specific part, logistic integration configuration. After setting up the enterprise structure, that is the configuration we'll be doing it first. Okay, let me check if we have any questions here. Planning should be done on the basis of a sales order. Ranjan, as I explained, it can be done based on both. You can do it based on the sales order also. You can do based on the delivery also. There would be two different scenarios where the sales order would be required, where delivery would be required. I will also share my experience in the projects, what we have done when we go into the configuration part. Freight unit is only delivery based or sales? I have already answered that, Krishna. Is freight unit and shipment document are the same thing? It is similar thing. You cannot say it's the same thing. It's a similar thing. If you are doing a LETRA scenario, which I have explained you in the last session, I was having a shipment document. So you can compare the shipment document with your freight order document. And the shipment cost document in your LETRA, you can compare with your freight settlement document. Freight order can also be created automatically. The first scenario which we'll be doing it, will be creating a freight order manually, and then we'll also show you when we go into the optimization that how the freight orders can be automated. PGI would be done once the loading has been done, Gaurav. Once the loading is done, then you will be doing a PGI. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. If we do TM as a standalone system, we still have a shipment document, right? Now TM as a standalone or TM has a embedded system. The scenario would be more or less same. The only change it will happen that here the freight unit can be generated. Let me try to use different color. What difference will be happening? The freight unit is getting generated from the delivery. Or freight unit can also be generated from the sales order. So that to plan your transportation, you can have a requirement from the two places. You can have a requirement from the sales order, or you can have a requirement from the delivery, right? Now, the sales order and delivery would not be there in your standalone TM system, right? So what it would be coming from your, if you're doing onto the hub system, from your source system, SAP system, if it is from the sales order, if it is from the sales order, it would be coming as a OTR. And then the freight unit would be generating. Or if it is coming from the delivery, it would be coming as a DTR. Coming as a freight unit. So there would be additional documents would be there, which would be created in your system, as for HANA system, in your hub system, or your standalone system. OTR and DTR will come. OTR is order-based transport request. DTR is delivery-based transport request will come. And based on that, freight unit would be generated. In embedded system, sales order delivery, you already have in the same system. So the same system would be using sales order delivery and directly freight unit would be created. That is the improvement which has been brought in embedded TM system, that if it is embedded, we don't require OTR and DTR. But if it will be a standalone or hub system, you will require OTR and DTR, order-based transport request and delivery-based transport request. PGI, Gaurav, I have told you the PGI would be done once the delivery has been created. And once you execute the freight order, once you do the loading, after that, you will do the PGI, post goods issue. Gino's answer also have answered. Okay. OTR, DTR can be two ways it can be created. It can be created through the SIF interface, or if it is the S4HANA system, we'll be using web-based interfaces. Okay, with the web-based interface, the SUA-based web interfaces, the OTR, DTRs can be created. In case of embedded, do we directly create freight unit? Yes, in case of embedded, we'll not be having OTR, DTR. From sales order delivery, the scenario which we'll run today, you will see we'll be directly creating a freight unit document. Let me do a time check. Okay, it's already 8:45. So I also need to answer some generic question of people. So this would be the scenario which we'll be running it. So when we come in the next session, I would be running this end-to-end scenario in the system. I have already prepared the system. It's 90% ready. Okay, and this end-to-end scenario will be doing it. And that would be the second assignment for you. First assignment which I have given today is you need to go into the link and make sure mention your today's learnings. Okay, if you have still some confusion, watch the video again, mention your today's learnings. Okay, and thoughts on the session onto the LinkedIn link. That is assignment 1 we are giving it. Next session, I would do this end-to-end process in the system in front of you. That would be your assignment number 2. Assignment number 3, once this end-to-end scenario has been done in the system, assignment number 3 is configuring your enterprise structure, TM enterprise structure, and SD and P. SD would be required, TM would be required, and MM would be required. These 3 enterprise structure we need to configure in the system. That would be the assignment number 3. Okay. Now, the people who has a generic question who wants to have a word with me related career can go ahead with it. Okay, I thought I would be covering this scenario in the system today, but as we have a lot of questions and answers, so it's already 8:45. Covering this scenario will take minimum from here 30 minutes. That will extend the session to almost 3 hours. That I don't want to do it today. So take the dose step by step. Next session, next Saturday, we'll do this scenario in the system. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? If you have in your mind, if you want to ask it now, go ahead. If you don't have any question, thank you for joining today. You would be able to join the session number 3 on coming Sunday if you are enrolled. Okay. Now the support team would not be giving you a chance to attend the session number 3 on coming Sunday if you are not enrolled. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining today. If you don't have any question, you can feel free to drop. And if you have any question after the session, you can put it on the Telegram group. Ram, timings of the batch is 6:30 a.m. India Standard Time. Okay, 6:30 a.m. India Standard Time on Sunday. And once the 4th session is completed, once our basic system setup is completed, we'll go with the 2 session per week. Niranjan, Telegram link is available on Teachable. So I will also do one thing. In the next session, I will quickly give you in 5 minutes, I will quickly give you a tour of our Teachable, that from where the recordings you would be able to get it, and from where you would be able to get the another resources which we have put it. Okay, so that I will spend some time. In Teachable, the Telegram link is available. Just hold on, Shiva. We'll be having a discussion. Let me first answer the question which is on the chat. Wali is asking EWM TM integration will cover in this session. That question I have also answered in the last session. We will not be showing the EWM TM integration. Okay, but we will try to cover. We have a very good EWM trainer. He also wants to do the EWM TM integration, set it up in the system. So I don't commit it. We would be covering it as a theoretical. We would be covering it. Showing into the system, we will not be able to do it. We get a lot of challenges in 2021 system when we try to get that integration done. So theoretically, we'll try to get it covered. If this system responds well, might be we would be able to show in the system also, but we don't commit for it. And EWM TM integration will only make sense for you if you are already EWM trained. Otherwise, that session will bounce away from your head. Antaraj is asking, will the prerequisite of basics setups will be shown like business system and BSG setups? No, that we will not be showing it. We will be jumping directly logical system setup that has been already done by the basis team. The basis activities has been already done. So we'll directly start when we're doing the configuration, we'll directly start with the enterprise structure configuration. Okay, we'll directly start with the enterprise structure configuration. But if Antaraj, if you require for your reference, I can share one document which can help you that the basis setup, that how the logical system setup and how the basic integration things need to be done. But in our system, that has been already done by the basis team. Ram Meher, I would like to share the server access next week when I give you the server assignment. Anyone wants the server access now, please request to the team. They would be sharing the server access, plus keep in your mind, server access would be there for 3 months only. There would be no extension to the server access. If the training get lasted beyond that and your server access is finished, you need to buy the new server access. That's why we hold the server access when we give the first assignment on the system, so that you have a little bit more coverage on the server by the time we are doing training. So if you want, anybody wants server access, server is ready to be shared. You can drop an email to support team. They will share the server access, but your time will started and you will have only 3 months of server, 3 months of complimentary server access. After that, you need to get it extended. Okay, I would prefer to give the server access to you next Sunday. That would be my preference. Anybody want now, get it done. But after the 3 months is expired, you need to get it renewed by paying paying for 3 months. This is a complimentary 3 month. Yeah, document I can provide you, Antaraj, not an issue. Okay, any another question? Any another question related session? Okay, now let's jump into the career related question. The people who wants to speak to ask the career related question, you can raise your hand. I will give you the unmute access. The other people who does not have any question, you can feel free to drop from the session. I have a 2 hand raised. Pradeep is asking, I have 3 years of experience in SAP. So SAP SD, so can I join TM? Yes, Pradeep, you can join TM. 3 years of SD consulting experience is a good one, and you would be able to learn and join TM, not an issue. So I'm going one by one. Let me give a first chance to Shiva Kumar.
Good morning, sir.
Just hold on, Shiva. Let me do some settings from my side. Now, can you try to speak now, Shiva?
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning.
So thank you for giving your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shiva, for joining.
Sir, am I audible to all or only you, sir?
You are audible to all. You want to have some personal one-to-one discussion?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, then drop a WhatsApp message to support. I have given one time slot to support for today evening. I would be available for 1 to 2 hours. Reach out to supporting. They would be able to have a quick 5-minute discussion slot booked with me.
Shall I mail them, sir?
No, drop a WhatsApp message for quick response.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure, thank you. Amrish, go ahead. By the time Amrish is asking his question, I will just answer Ashok's question. I am currently working in LE. No much opportunities, so I'm planning to switch to TM. In LE TRA, you are working, Ashok, or LEWM you are working? If you can put it in the chat, I would be able to suggest you better. Amrish, you can go ahead now.
Sir, good day. I'm Amrish and I'm a basically mechanical engineer and PG in International Transportation and Logistics Management. I have experience into container logistics, bulk shipping, and I usually used to work in a port, seaport, and have few experiences of air shipments also. Now I am planning to switch into SAP. Is TM the right module to directly switch with that experience into TM?
How many years of experience you said?
Sir, I have 5 years of experience into container transportation and bulk shipments, all port handling, like fertilizers, warehousing, all these things.
Have you handled any kind of ERP there?
Sir, our clients are ERP based. So whoever container business they are giving us, like automotive industries, fertilizer industries, or glass businesses, all these industries, they are like MRF tires. MRF tire is our client. So they used to give us the business. So I used to see their SAP interfaces through emails and all.
Okay, got it. Any exposure to SAP before this, or it would be just first time you will be touching SAP?
Sir, actually, I am staying in Hyderabad now currently, and I am training into this module with the experience what I have previously. So, material management module, I am.
Have you left your job?
I left it, sir. Yeah, I left it.
Please come. I always suggest people, you have left it, no worries. But I always suggest people for SAP learning, don't leave your job. The experience you was having, Amrish, was a beautiful experience, right? That would be helping a lot if you learn SAP TM. That would be helping you a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
So I always suggest people that don't leave your job for the SAP learning. I have seen people, they have left the job and then they lose their bread earning, and then some people go in depression. Different conditions are there. So we have put it this program so that you can do it with your job. There would be additional efforts, but I prefer you to get it done with your job. First thing is that the existing job which you're doing, that would be helping you a lot to get the next job. Okay, we can manipulate the experience in the current company. We can showcase it that you was working somewhere near to SAP project with your clients, and then now you want to switch. If you're already working, the switch is easier. If you take a break, the switch would be a little difficult. But you have taken the break, that's not an issue. So right now you are getting trained on SAP MM. So what is the status on that?
So it's almost coming to end. So I am just targeting to enter into the market because I am having good exposure of all the business scenarios, and I used to handle everything from vendor payments to handling vendors like terminal.
Are you not getting the jobs in MM? You have faced some interviews?
No, sir, I did not still started because I would start in this February.
How many months you are preparing in SAP MM?
Sir, for the past 40 days.
40 days. So it's a good time. So you should start your job hunt now. I suggest people once they complete the 50% of the training to start their job hunt. So it's a high time you start your job hunt. SAP TM would be a good module for you as a second module. Generally, when people do MM, I suggest them to check if EWM would be better. But for your core experience, TM would be better as a second module to add on. And the combination of MM and TM would give you an additional advantage on your CV. But don't do a mistake that you are learning TM and then you post your job search that I would be searching once I learn TM. That you should not do. Based on your learning, the first step you need to immediately take is go ahead with your job search with MM and parallelly learn the TM. Whenever you are learning the TM, you can keep on your CV updated. Apart from this, Amrish, I would be suggesting you, we have a program called SAP Job Hunt Mastery. Okay, Bhupender, please share the link of SAP Job Hunt Mastery. Go through that program. It's a self-paced mode training. I have put my core and heart into it. That is helping many to quickly get their training converted into the interviews. Okay, that training will also help you. So SAP Job Hunt Mastery, you can do it, and TM, you can definitely do it. It will help you out.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for your valuable time.
Sure. Thank you, Amrish. So Ashok, if you are working on both WM and LETRA, and if you want to switch to TM, it's a very good option. You can go ahead and switch to TM. If you're more interested in transportation, switch to TM. If you're more interested into the warehouse management, switch to EWM. That's for Ashok. Manish, you can go ahead now.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. So basically, I know about SAP MM ECC version. I have practiced LSMW also on that, and do all the configurations required till the invoice verification.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm trying to get into level. Most of the things are same, but I am not facing the issues with the Fiori application. So I've just seen your TM session. So this I will take it later on, not right now, but I want to be comfortable with the Fiori application part.
So let me ask you, Manish, first.
Should I go for, and what is the difference, the basic difference between this like mastery and excellence?
Okay. So first I will ask, do you have any operation experience, Manish? Manish, do you have any kind of experience in operations?
Yes, I'm working in MNC company.
For how many years?
Yes, I am having the experience in operation.
How many years?
I have overall past 7 years of experience.
Okay, good.
7 years.
Good. SAP MM, have you learned from somewhere?
And before that,
don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Go ahead, Manish. I think Manish got dropped off. Okay. I think Manish connection was not good. Maybe he has dropped off. Manish, if you can unmute yourself, if you're still there in the session. Okay. Antara, you can go ahead. I think Manish got dropped off.
Hello, sir. Yeah, I have around 8.5 years of experience.
Hello.
I think he's back.
Hello.
Yeah, Manish.
Yeah, basically, I was having 7 years experience, and before that, I was into the manufacturing setup, and done with various industries like airports and this customer service and automobile industry. So overall, petrochemicals as well.
So have you taken a SAP MM training from somewhere, or you are preparing just on your own?
And I have learned it from the end user level, and I have worked as a core consultant also, core member, sorry. So
how many years of consulting experience?
3 to 4 years as a core member I have worked, and I have not worked in a consulting company, but I am working on a implementation project, a new project, in which it will be based on the SAP BTP.
Got it. So Manish, you should go ahead with SAP MM Excellence.
And
I think there is some lag is there, Manish. So what I am suggesting you should go ahead with SAP.
Okay, but how should I know, like, the content you are covering in the mastery bundle, which is there itself, like how to correlate with both the, what is the difference? Like, what is the difference between mastery and excellence?
Excellence,
my weak point right now is the Fiori design.
So the weak point Fiori is covered in the excellence. Excellence, we consider that you are expert in SAP MM, you have a minimum 3 years of consulting experience, or you are having completed our mastery training, or you are having a very good hand on all the MM processes with the mastery data and configuration you already know. That core part of MM has been covered in the mastery training. Excellence training we cover, it's kind of a delta training, that what is the changes between ECC and S/4HANA. So Fiori is one of the biggest change which we cover in detail, and you also get a complimentary training of A to Z of Fiori for functional consultant with the excellence and HANA migration cockpit. So we'll not be talking anything about the core, that what is the core configuration, how the release strategy is configured, what is the purchase order document type configurations. Those things we don't talk about excellence. Excellence, we more talk about the new things which has been added. Conversion, how the conversion project will be happening, how the activate project will be happening, flexible Fiori workflow, how we'll be handling it, Fiori, what would be happening, new quotation process, new sourcing function and feature which has been added, flexible Fiori workflow, how you will be using it for the approval mechanism. Those things has been included in excellence. So as you explained, you have worked 3 years and you already have a good hand on to the configuration, mastery data and business processes. You can jump directly into the excellence.
Another thing what I was just like to share, like a long back I learned somewhere from some, like on a Skype session earlier. The Skype was a very popular tool. So the person who was teaching me, he was teaching me everything okay. But I have seen like there are some terminologies in SAP. When you change the server, the things will get changed.
Right.
So the same thing you cannot practice on another server. You have to prepare it like from the every point of view, like on the finance point of view, on the like the basic enterprise structure point of view, controlling area is all you need to set up beforehand, and everything. If you start practicing on that, then it will give you a lot of errors in that, and you have to like resolve all those errors. Then only you can go ahead. So it takes a lot of time.
Okay, let me cut short you. So we understand. So the kind of a bundles we have prepared you. So if you will seeing the bundle, all of our bundle is having a ERP access. There is a product called ERP access. That does not give you only the ERP access. If you will jump into it, under it, I have guided that if you want to run a MM scenario, SD scenario from the scratch, from the creating of the company code and doing an end-to-end procure to pay cycle, how you can develop in the server from the scratch and how you will be doing it end-to-end with the financial transaction. And it only it's just a 45 minutes video. All of our students within 2 hours, they were able to configure end-to-end MM system from company code, plant, their own master data, vendor, business partner, and running a end-to-end purchase order, good receipt, invoice posting. Within 2 hours, you would be able to do in our system by following the videos which we have given for system setup.
It's okay if I am practicing on your server, it's okay. But if what will happen if I am practicing on if any third party IDS access? You
contact them if you face any problem.
If you can tell what kind of challenges will be faced, like if the server
there are in Hyderabad, there are more than 100 people providing a server. So they are the half-cooked servers. They are the server which has been shared by thousands of the people. Anybody change any one configuration, only the basis people are there to monitor it. Trainers are not there. So much challenges would be there. That's why we use a dedicated system. Our system is only for SastraGeek students. And even if you come, I want your server, we don't give it. We only give if you take the training. Our system is dedicated for our trainees. That's where we are able to maintain a little bit of sanity in our system.
Okay. If suppose additional access is required, then
you can pay for 3 months and you can get the additional access.
Okay, fine.
For students, we open for the additional access. They can get it if they have taken a training. Outside people, we don't allow.
Okay.
Sure. I think Antaraj, you can go ahead now.
Yes, so just a brief background. I have around 8.5 years of experience. So when I was starting in SAP, in 2019, I got into your training in simple logistics. and that led to my SAP certification. And I'm glad to come back to you again for TM. And yeah, so MM and EWM, I'm already trained and certified. Problem is I am having two queries, more of a career dilemma. So in this 8.5 years of experience, I have now become at a senior level. Now, the reason why I went to EWM and now TM is that I look at project managers, and since they have the broad knowledge, they are able to solution end-to-end scenarios properly. So I felt that I also needed to have that kind of trainings in different modules at high level, so that I am able to contribute at that when I become manager. But the problem is getting the chance to work in this module. Learning is one thing. I'm able to find time and then learn with the courses like this. But actually getting into project, that is becoming more difficult and difficult as the year progresses. So how do you suggest that I tackle this issue, or is it expected?
So Antaraj, are you already working as a EWM consultant or MM consultant? You're working as what as of now?
I'm currently working as an MMLE lead.
MMLE lead. So you get trained on EWM, but you was not able to get a project on EWM.
Yes.
Now you are thinking कि भैया अभी TM की training हो जाएगी, and then you don't get a TM.
I understand we cannot get at every module, but still there is this issue that is there. So
Yeah. Are you looking for a project within your company or outside?
Within, yeah.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. But outside too, since we do not have, we do not have a project experience, is it possible to even get
yes. First thing is that it is not like that you don't have a project experience. You have worked into the multiple projects, so you have a project experience. Always try to show some manipulated experience. So when you get trained, let's say if you have trained on EWM, you have trained on simple logistics. Simple logistics program itself, I think I have delivered 80 hours of training or more than that. And you practicing it onto it, maybe 200 hours you have spent on the system. And again, 80 hours of trainings, and then you watch the video against 100 hours with that. So at least 400 to 500 hours of effort you have spent when you get trained on something. These 400 and 500 hours of effort need to be converted into experience, right? How it need to be converted into experience? By manipulating your existing experience. You will have to showcase that within your current company, you have worked something which is related to EWM, which is related to TM. You have worked onto another implementation. The implementation works happen more or less in the same way. You have done the consulting, you have handled the business requirement, that exposure you have. Okay, what kind of projects you would be able to showcase? Okay, so for that we have one more training called SAP Job and Mastery, which you can go through and prepare your CV as I guided, as a manipulated experience. So that manipulated experience only help you when you look a job outside. Within your company, that you cannot do it. You cannot manipulate the experience. And what happens when you look outside and you get an offer from outside that, okay, you get an offer as a TM consultant, then you can talk to your company boss. I want to jump into TM. I get bored with LE MM. I got an offer for TM. There's a high chance if they value you, they would be finding out once you put the paper, they would be finding out a project for TM, and then you would be able to jump into TM in your current company also. So that's a strategy, that's a game little bit you need to play. Okay. And second thing, to answer your question that how to learn the different modules, it's not necessary that each and every module you need to go in deep, but to become a solution architect, to become a project manager, you would be having an overview of all of the modules. We understand that requirement, and to cover that requirement, I have started a training, functional modules overview. Okay, SAP functional modules overview, where we are covering 1.5 to 2 hour session on each of the module to at least let you know that what is that module, what kind of business functions are there, what is business process there, what kind of master data and transaction data is used, so that you would be able to, as a solution architect and project manager, during the discussion, it is not important that you would be coming with a solution during the discussion, but the most important thing is to be part of the discussion, to lead and govern the discussion, right? That you would be able to know if you have a good consulting experience, plus overview of modules, terminologies. If you know, you would be able to be part of the discussion. You would be able to moderate the discussions. Solution always come later on. You need to sit back with your team with pen and paper. You need to architect how the process would be there. But the most important thing which you required as a solution architect and a project manager is an overview. So we have a course called SAP Overview of SAP Functional Modules, where all the functional modules overview is covered. Bhupender, please share the link for same.
You're referring to the step-up circle items,
No.
or is it a separate?
It's a separate. Dedicatedly started functional module overview.
Clear.
Right now, if you join, you will be able to attend the live session. I have covered SD, MM, PP, QM, FICO. 5 modules have been covered. Next one I will try to cover. It happens Thursday morning. Next one I will try to cover the PM module, plant maintenance.
Okay. And one last query. So I hear a lot of advertisements on BTP. I understand Leonardo, they are not going ahead much, and then it is repackaged as BTP. So what is your take on it? Should we wait for the product to get matured, or how is it?
No, with the BTP, functional consultant life will not change much. Okay, it's more for the technical consultants.
Okay.
The functional consultant work which you will be doing is more or less same as you are doing now, even with the BTP implementations. Okay, with
BTP is more of a AI ML.
It will be helping you more to get your core ERP system connected with the another cloud system or another machine learning systems with IoT. So that part, it will be helping you more. The core ERP system getting connected with the another cloud systems. That's the place BTP would be playing a major role.
Okay, it's just a connectivity system. It's not itself an AI or ML
It's
system.
kind of a platform. It's not a system. It's kind of a platform which will enable you to get connectivity done with the advanced technologies.
Clear. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Niranjan, you can go ahead.
Hi, Parminder. Good morning.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos.
I'm a SD consultant working from last 4 years. Currently, I'm working on a retail project. So am I allowed to go ahead with the TM, or do I need to choose SD Excel still? Because I started Hana recently.
So you are working as an SD consultant for 4 years, right?
Yes.
So you have 2 options. I would suggest you to go ahead with TM, and then after covering the TM, then you would be able to go the SD excellence, because what will happen when you cover the TM, the 2 modules will come in your CV, SD and TM. That will add a lot of additional advantage in your CV.
Okay. So do I need to go ahead in parallel with S4 Hana sales, or?
If you have the bandwidth, you can do the parallel S4 Hana, SD excellence and TM. Okay, but if you don't have a bandwidth, then you can do TM first and later on SAP S4 Hana SD excellence. Or TM you can do self-paced, and if you feel that you would be able to learn on your own, SD excellence you can go with the self-paced, and TM you can do instructor-led.
Yes. And as you mentioned, like TM is technical integrated thing. Do we also have to learn ABAP?
No. So TM technical, we are planning to cover a separate training for it. And for that, a basic knowledge of ABAP would be required. This is a pure TM functional training. Okay, TM technical we are planning. We have not started. For this training, you don't require any ABAP.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you, Niranjan. Rajesh, please go ahead.
Hi, Pravinder. Good morning. Let me tell you about myself. I'm working as a solution architect, so I am having more than 18 years of SAP experience, mainly using at MM, and I have worked in many other models also. Recently, I got a chance to work with SAP TM model with Infosys, and where I found that very few people are having knowledge in SAP TM, including me, my SME. They have very little knowledge. That's why I started to learn SAP TM. I did halfway done. And I have moved to many countries. Now, what I'm looking for to accelerate my career. So I got a lot of freelance opportunities. I did all this freelancing in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Singapore, Malaysia earlier also. So that I'm looking for that. I'm already SAP MM, SAP, working with SAP WM, LE, part of TM also, slightly EWM also. So if I get to learn TM, EWM, how it going to help? Because I want to see myself as a inbound and outbound architect like that. Is there any position having? Because I found in Infosys there was one person was leading the EWM and TM track separately. So that I would like to know how it's going to help me. Second, just you are giving some like wonderful tips, like how to get the how to leverage of the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn also just I am very much active, and till now I have not done any certification. Whatever I have worked on based on my knowledge only. So just I would like to look for the valuable tips that how certification will help me and how just EWM, TM along with my expertise will help me to land up with the career like as a senior architect with logistics. So that I would like to take your valuable advice.
Yeah,
Hope I am able to explain what I'm trying to say. Is it?
yeah. You're able to explain it. So basically, now the thing is that the people who are available as a TM knowledge is very few, not very high
Yes.
inventories there, and the people who are into the EWM are also very few. And
Yes.
people who know both in deep EWM and TM, those are people called logistics architect. Because in WM is the process which is
Okay.
covered the inbound warehousing also, outbound warehousing also. Okay, both places it is covered, right? TM also, TM majorly for outbound, but inbound shipment also you can manage the transportation. So those people who know both TM and EWM are called the logistics solution architect. Okay, so those people are very rare and very few available. If you are able to get this done, knowing both TM also and EWM also, your market value, your market stocks will go very high. And you can project yourself as a solution architect with the knowledge of these two modules only, and additionally MM also you know, right? And some basic of SD also you will get to know once you do the TM.
Yes, I also know. Yes, also know that thing. Yeah.
You also know. So you can easily project yourself as a logistics architect. Okay, that would be a very good profile path, and you would be getting very good opportunities with this because very few people are available with that area. Answering to second question, how to leverage LinkedIn. People are requesting me, I need to do the LinkedIn session. I was discussing with my team to do the step up circles. Maybe next to next, I would be having a complete 1.5 hour session on LinkedIn. But the biggest way to LinkedIn is to establish your network, to create your network, okay, and to expand your visibility. In day-to-day life, even you are not getting trained. If you're getting trained, you learn a lot of things. And in day-to-day life also, when you do consulting, you learn new things, right? It can be very basic thing, okay? But it can be new thing which you have learned. Try to share it over LinkedIn. Okay, it does not require it should look very beautiful. It can be just a screenshot, your thoughts or only your thoughts. Okay, try to put it over LinkedIn as a post, right? Try to create more posts over the LinkedIn. That will help you to increase your visibility, and also try to send connection requests to the people. Try to make more connections over the LinkedIn. Whenever you are see some of the recruiters in your wall comes up, try to send the connection request to them, get connected with them, so that the opportunities, whatever they are looking for, or if they have same opportunities, you are connected with them, you would be showing on top in their profiles so that they can get connected with you. Use terminologies. Okay, whatever the terminologies you work on, EWM, TM as a title on the LinkedIn. And there's a function called features. So whatever the good post we have posted, which has a lot of like or comments, try to include as a feature that would be working as a stamp that yes, you are working in the area of EWM and TM. And that much of creating over the LinkedIn would be enough. Even people will not go into the depth of your experience which you have in it if you have created that environment in LinkedIn about that module.
Okay, second thing is that how the certification is going to help. Till now, I have not done any certification. I worked in 25 projects, but without any certification. Is going to really help or not?
So for you, I would suggest you first have a good hand on EWM and TM. Spend the time to get knowledge because you are already experienced, right? Experienced people, certification does not help much because your experience speaks. So rather than investing on the certification, I will suggest you to, because in certification also you need to spend 45,000. First, invest on your learnings, EWM and TM, both get added it on. And then after that, you can pick it up any one, MM, EWM, TM, any one area you can pick it up and get the certification done.
Okay, so do you have any kind of Delta course for folks like me that was having knowledge of MM, partly TM, partly EWM, just kind of Delta refreshment course to just land up the thing, whatever is missing. So do you have any such kind of thing?
No, we don't have. It's very difficult to
Yes.
get everybody's requirement. We have to have a Delta courses for MM Excellence, you can do it,
Okay,
but we don't have other Delta courses.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Rajesh. I have one question on the chat. I will answer that, then we'll move to Satya. MM certified in 2008. Question is from Vishwanath. Have 15 years of SAP experience, MM and WM. In 15 years, now want to learn TM and EWM. Also get certified in these two modules. Please suggest if SastraGeek can help me achieve this. I'm looking for a kind of holistic approach, help from SastraGeek, from training and SAP certification in TM and EWM. So Vishwa, I will recommend you to go first with EWM based on the WM experience you have mentioned. Go first with EWM and then with TM. The same thing for you. First learn EWM and try to do your job search and get your projects on EWM in parallel to when you are learning TM. Once you have learned the TM, and after that you will switch to doing the certification in EWM or TM. With 15 years of experience in SAP, the first focus would be making sure you know EWM and doing a job search for EWM. Third thing would be learning TM and then doing a job search based on the combination of EWM and TM, and then the certification comes. We have all the features available to help you with the placements, to help you with the certification, and to help you get trained. Okay, in the bundles, everything is available. Okay. Okay, so Vishwanath, Bhupender just shared the WhatsApp link. So Bhupender is sharing a WhatsApp link, Vishwanath. You can just drop a message on the WhatsApp and they will reach back to you. Satya, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Parmanjya.
Hi. There's a lot of echo from your side.
Parmita, this is Satya. Actually, I have a very good experience in about SAP SD. For past 8.5 years, I was in SAP senior SAP consultant. So last year I was joined your course, but unfortunately, what happened? I need to travel for the project, so I didn't continue for TM. So there is a one thing, and nowadays people are telling that EWM and TM is both are very good, like. So what you suggest, and how can I join this?
Satya, sorry, but there is a lot of echo from your side. I just only able to get that you have you are working as a SD. You have done some course from us. I was not able to get which course, and whether you want to go ahead with EWM or TM. Is that your
TM course I joined, but I'm unable to complete all the things. In starting only I travel because due to the project.
So first I will say that Satya, if you have joined the TM, if you have joined the instructor-led, we give a 1-year chance for you to repeat the sessions. If that access is still with you, you can join this batch with that access. If you don't have, that has been expired, you can enroll again in this one by paying 50% of the amount because you have already enrolled. If you have previously also, if you was enrolled in instructor-led, you can pay 50% enrolled in this batch, but you need to pay separately for the server. Okay, so that's what you can do to get your TM first completed. Once the TM is completed, make sure this time you complete it and then jump into EWM.
Yeah, sure. So, can I join on the WhatsApp group and asking all the things?
Yeah, so Bhupender has shared the WhatsApp link.
Okay.
Okay, in that WhatsApp link, just drop a message. They will check what is your validity, and then based on that, support team will suggest you.
Yeah, sure, sir, sure.
Don't forget to subscribe our channel and click on bell icon to update yourself with latest SAP videos. Okay, with that, I have answered all of the question. It was a little long session with the question and answer, but I have already told you to make sure to book your 3 hours for this session. So thank you everyone for joining over the weekend. We'll connect you again on Sunday and we'll do this scenario in the system. Thank you everyone for joining today. Bye-bye for now.